everyone, it's so good to see you back. So today what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and create this tiny little mini gemstone mandala over here, and for that we would need first of all a blank sheet. I'm using a Brewster 200 GSM drawing paper over here, but you can go ahead and use any blank sheet of at least 120 GSM and above so that the color doesn't bleed. The next thing that we are going to need is a scale, a compass, pencil, and for the fine liners I'm going ahead and using the Brewster fine liner 0.3 mm, and for coloring this one I'm using the colored brush pen of Brewster once again, but you can go ahead and use any coloring medium of your choice. You can go ahead and get hold of these materials from our art store over here and also receive a 10% discount. You can check out the link in the description box below and go ahead and hold your favorite art supplies. So without getting much into an introduction, let's get started. So what I have done is I'm using an A5 sheet of paper and I have divided my page into 4 equal halves by drawing a straight midline vertically and horizontally. Now the next thing that we are going to do is take out our compass. Now this measurement you can take it on your own, or anything you wish to go for, a bigger size or a smaller size, anything you wish. I'm going for a mini size over here, so approximately it is 4 to 4.5 centimeter. I'm going to draw a complete circle like this. So now the next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to bisect my circle over here, and if you wish to go, you can go use a protector as well or eyeball the measurement and go on drawing the diagonals, but I'm going for the bisecting technique here. Use your pencils very lightly so that these can be erased off after we are done completing inking our mandala and coloring it out and everything. So use your pencils with a very minimal pressure as possible. Next thing that I'm going to do after bisecting my circle is I'm going to go ahead, take out a scale, place it at the 2 intersecting points. Make sure it is aligned with the center as well and on the other half, and then I'm going to draw a straight line diagonally dividing the circle next. Same way I'm going to do it on the opposite side as well. Make sure these marked points and the center point is aligned so that you get perfect measurements and you do not hamper anything. Now I'm just going to erase off this bisecting marks. Next thing that I'm going to do is again take out my compass and go on drawing concentric circles of somewhat equidistant sizes. You can again measure it out or go for eyeballing the measurement. Approximately 0.5 centimeter is the equidistant I like to go for. So here I'm done drawing my simple easy mandala grid, which we will go on using to go ahead and create our pattern shapes and to maintain the symmetry and the uniformity that the mandala requires. The next thing that I am using is a Brewster fine liner of size 0.3 mm, but again it's your call which pen or fine liner you're comfortable to work with. You can go ahead and use that. I'm using the 0.3 mm as a standard size for outlining as well as detailing, and it's not too thick, not quite thin, and perfect for making the pattern shapes as well as the detailings. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use this grid boxes over here to go ahead and make the pattern shapes. You can first go ahead and use a pencil if you wish to, and then go ahead and redo it with the fine liner. I'm starting off making petal shapes from the extreme center point of my mandala here, using each of the grid boxes here. I'm just drawing a straight line and a curved upper portion. Now the next pattern shape that I'm going to draw is taking out the measurement of these two petals and going ahead, starting using two petals and going for a pointed arc shape or a curved triangular shape, whichever you may call it. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start off from in between of these pointed arc shapes, and I'm going to again make some narrower pointed arc shape or curved triangular shapes. Now the next pattern shape that I'm going to draw is going to be normal triangles, and I'm going to again start from somewhere in between this pattern shape and join it over the midpoint or the midline, passing through my first pointed arc shape. You can go ahead and use any geometric kind of shape you wish to go for. There is no such restriction that you need to go on following the exact same that I'm doing now. Now for the final shape, I'm again going from in between of two patterns, and I'm going for the same curved triangular shape, this time a bit bigger in size. And for my final layer, again I'm starting from this in between pattern and going for a triangular shape here, a very small triangular shape. After I'm done drawing each and every pattern shape of mine, here I have the outline ready. Make sure whenever you're drawing the pattern shapes, you have this midline or a line passing through in middle of the pattern shape, so that it assures you the symmetry and the uniformity of the pattern shape on both sides, and they are quite equal. The next thing that we are needed to do is going ahead and going to draw a double outlining, and I'm going to show what is a double outlining and how this affects our mandala work as well. So double outlining is basically going ahead and drawing a similar kind of a shape or the similar shape, leaving a bit of gap or creating like a marginal structure inside of it or like an outline to it. This helps us to go ahead and maintain the clarity and the symmetry that the mandala needs, and it also makes our mandala look much more neat and much more clean rather than making it looking clumsy and unattractive. We are going to go ahead and draw the double outlining on all of the shapes present here. While you are making mandala, try to be patient and calm and take slow breathing, and so that your hands don't come out shaky and you get the perfect lines. Try to be patient with yourself and do not rush the process, because this process is what it makes the final outcome better or worse. So if you go ahead and rush, you will go ahead and find yourself being a bit clumsy and shaky with your lines as well as the neatness of your mandala. So being patient is the first key to achieve a beautiful looking mandala. Mandala is a very calming process, and to get the maximum utilization of this is going ahead and enjoying the process as much as you can rather than waiting for your final outcome to give you the joy. Mandala is all about the process, how you go ahead and embrace it throughout the journey. You go ahead and making the pattern shapes, the detailings and everything. Once we are done with the double outlining of our pattern shapes as well, the next thing that we are going to do is go ahead and add detailings. We are also going to add a bit of color pop to it, so we are going to skip one layer of pattern each alternative ways after we are done with one pattern layer of detailing. So I'm starting off with the center one, going for two circles, one big circle and one smaller circle, and filling off the remaining white space here in this shape. You can go ahead and use any kind of basic geometric shapes or different kind of motifs to fill in your pattern detailings. Make sure you're making your pattern detailings much more bolder and touching the double outlining so that you have very minimal space left to fill off with the black, and you have the maximum utilization of space and makes it look much more intricate. So I'm going to skip the next layer, which is my pointed curve shape, and I'm going to move on to the next layer with my pattern detailing so that I can go ahead and add a bit of color to this to make it pop. But if you wish, you can go ahead and fill it with pattern detailings or switch fine liners, colored fine liners, jelly rolls, anything else to add that pop of color if you wish to go for. For the next one, I'm going ahead and drawing a straight midline. From this pattern shape, I'm going for tilted petal shapes on one side. And I'm going for tilted diagonal lines on the other half. If you wish, you can leave the other half blank as well, or completely color fill it, or use any other geometrical shape like I said to fill off this. I try and go ahead and rotate my page so that I'm comfortable to work here on the different pattern shapes around the circle. You can work according to your comfort zone and not completely exactly follow mine. You can see whenever I'm making the petals, I'm not making it thin and narrow so that I could add many of the petals here. I'm making it big and bold and working around with it as many as I can fit. Intricacy doesn't mean that you need to make everything very tiny and much more detailed. Intricacy here refers to the concentration and the neatness of the pattern detailings you are doing is popping out as well as filling up the space here. Again, leaving the next layer of my pattern shape, which is this triangular shape here, I'm going ahead and filling off my last layer of this bigger pointed arc shape. To fill this off, what I am doing is I'm going ahead and making a lotus petal. I'm starting off using this midline as a reference, curving it till the top, making it pointed. I'm going for the side petals and finishing off with a circle on each end. Again, filling off the remaining white spaces. And to make this empty blank spaces, I'm drawing a simple 3/4 line inside of the petals. So here I am done with the detailings of my pattern shapes of the ones which I wish to go for. Now after I'm done with my detailings, before adding any color shades over here, the first thing that I'm going to do is take out an eraser and go ahead and erase off the lines, and use your erasers very lightly and go ahead and erase in just a single direction. This was the reason I said to go ahead and use your pencil lines or making the grid with the pencils very lightly, so that these are easily erasable and doesn't hamper your fine liner ink or any ink that you're using. Now for the coloring, what I am doing is I'm using the Blue Stroke color brush pens, but for coloring you can go ahead and use any kind of coloring medium, be it color pencils, be it watercolors, be it acrylic, be it wash, anything. I find it quite easy to do it with the brush pens over here, but again it's totally upon you that which medium that you're going to use. To color fill this off, what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and drawing a little circle on each end of my pattern shape over here, and then color filling it off, making it look like a highlighted area or giving the simple effect of the gemstone look. Try to keep the circle or the highlight that you're creating on a single side or a single direction, to be precise. So I'm going ahead and drawing each of the highlights towards the leftward side of the pattern shape. This may seem that I'm drawing it on the wrong side, but if I twist it out, it's still on my leftward side, or on the side that each of the highlight is present. I'm using the shade pink over here, but again you can go ahead and choose the favorite color of yours to go ahead and fill it with the color pop. Color filling the mandala also brings a sense of calmness in you, so it's kind of a great exercise if you wish to go ahead and try it out. If not, you can still stick to the pattern detailings and the motifs as well. We are finally done with our mini gemstone mandala. Hope you enjoyed learning with me. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more such amazing contents and tutorials in the near future. Till then, be safe, be creative, and I'll see you the next time.